Chaotically Nerdy is a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. I apologize for my voice because Missouri's false spring has caused me to basically have a cold.
Happens every year. Yeah, I've been there too. Yeah.
Yeah. And
every January 1st, it just starts like...
It gets up to 60 degrees for one day. It's beautiful.
You
love it.
70 degrees.
Yeah, 70 degrees.
Everyone just gets all that post-nasal drip.
Yeah, and then 3 days later, it's 12 again.
Oh, God.
So, on today's episode, you have me, Tyler, and...
Me, Jarrett.
And...
Ethan.
He's the only one that didn't say me. I
Yeah.
feel like you fucked that up.
You fucked it up.
It'll be all right.
Me.
He's Yoda.
It's
Ethan, me.
It's a new year. I mean, we're going to be like a week or two late on the podcast, right? But it's going to be new.
Yeah,
right?
it'll be like January 10th when this episode comes out.
Nice. Happy New Year.
Yeah, January 10th.
Yeah. By this point, on January 10th, everyone's given up on their New Year's resolutions.
That is correct. Speaking of that, did you guys make
I
any?
didn't even make any. Never make any.
I knew you did.
I did. Not to make any.
Mine was to be worse.
Oh.
There's nothing in the rules that you can't be a worse person
True.
for your New Year's resolution.
Like,
so-
how worse are you going to be?
oh, I don't even want to begin to say because
You like emotionally or like
all of it.
even like food products?
Yes.
Like worse food products?
Yes,
Like instead of buying like Kraft macaroni and cheese, you're going to buy the high top version.
absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I have been buying a lot of great value stuff at Walmart.
Cloverfield or whatever it's called from like Dollar General.
Clover Valley.
Is it Clover Valley?
It is Clover Valley.
I don't buy it, so it's
I do.
I'm a posh bitch.
He said, I'm Gucci in this bitch. So on today's episode, we are going to talk about the 2022 video games. So we're going to do a recap of that. We're also going to talk about the Video Game Awards, which games won. I mean, there's two of them, basically.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about the upcoming 2023 video games because, new year, new video games. Why not talk about it? Unfortunately, it's going to be a hard carry by me and Ethan and me because I think Ethan's played one of these games, two of them, in the 2022 segment. And I've played like 3, maybe 4. So
It's hard to play all these games.
it's hard to play a lot of games, but...
Well, we're also not going to be covering like new content for existing games or just new games that came
Yes. Yeah.
out. Right.
Just new ones that
So
dropped.
not any like
in this year.
expansions or anything like that. We're just new games.
Because I'm trying to think. There's one game.
Valheim did come out with an expansion.
Yes.
And Warcraft, World of Warcraft came out with an expansion.
They always come out with an expansion, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
Except for I think you're back into it.
I was pushed, so
Weak resolve. To just talk about them. Elden Ring, which was my favorite game of the year, came out. It was Miyazaki. Isn't that who made it?
no, yeah. That's the art style guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Does like
George
Dark
R. Martin
Souls.
did the
Yeah.
He did the script.
script and the world building stuff on it.
Which
No,
when they say
not-
script, I think he did like a loose script.
He did like the world building stuff.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody and they were very confused about Miyazaki. They thought Miyazaki, who did like Dark Souls, was the same Miyazaki who does like anime movies. It's
Yeah.
not the same person.
I've thought
totally
that.
not.
I thought that at times.
Yeah.
I no longer do. So just to jump into the Video Game Awards, because Elden Ring won several, they won Game of the Year, Game Design, and Game Direction.
Yep.
People have a problem with the fact that they won Game of the Year, but God of War Ragnarok won more awards, which we'll talk about here in a second, which even some of these I didn't write down because some of them are...
Let's be honest, both of those are rehashing old style content, but in a really, really good way.
Yes.
But I think that Elden Ring deserves it personally.
I do
For Game
too.
of the Year.
For Game of the Year,
It was much more innovative than Ragnarok was. Ragnarok, don't get me wrong. It looks fantastic. I haven't played it, but it looks fantastic.
I haven't played it either, but I don't have a PlayStation 5, so that's why. But Ragnarok was a better story game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because the way Elden Ring plays, you don't have a ton. I mean, you have story, but you have to search for it. Like cinematically, Ragnarok was better.
Well, that's why Elden Ring didn't win the narrative one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's not much of a narrative. I put on here Horizon because it's one of the most popular games that come out every year. Everybody plays it. Or no, I was thinking of Forza for some fucking reason. Because a ton of people do play Forza. Horizon is the other PlayStation game, the sequel to, I think it's Forbidden Winters is the name of this game.
It was this Horizon Zero Dawn was the first one.
Yes.
Now we got Winter thing.
Which both Ragnarok and Horizon, I am literally just waiting to come to PC.
Yeah.
And then I'll play it.
Can we just say that Sony, get your shit together and make it release on PC at the same time?
Something I did want to talk about. Like, I hate exclusives.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't like it.
It feels like such a old school concept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially when you can't fucking produce enough PS5s to
Oh yeah,
saturate the market.
Exactly.
that was a fiasco.
Still a fiasco.
Yeah, it still is.
So to talk about what I've completely skipped over this, we mentioned Ragnarok, but the awards that they won this year, now these are just the biggest ones I wrote. They won like 4 other ones, but we're like, they
Like
don't
minor technical
Yeah,
stuff.
I was like, they don't mean shit. So they won Best Music, Best Sound Design, Best Performance, which was Christopher Judge as Kratos, and Best Narrative, which I agree with all of those. I mean, sound design's the only one that from videos I've watched, because that's pretty well what I've done instead of play it, is I've just watched somebody else play it. Could go either way. I mean, it's one of those that in today's day and age, if they don't have good sound design, it's usually an indie company. Like most of them have great sound design. Stray, which also won Best Indie and Debut video game. That's where you play as a cat. You play as literally a stray cat. I have not played it. It looks fun.
What's the purpose of this game?
To be a cat.
Well, I mean, is there like a level?
It's like an exploration.
Yeah,
it's an
point. Okay, I was like, is the point to get to like
It's a
adopted by a family essentially, where you just
it's a typical
stay
indie.
and never come and never leave.
It's
You
a
just
typical
walk up to people and rub at their legs.
just
the whole
ramming your head into them. Yeah. Tearing up their couch.
Yeah.
all the things like that. No,
You don't tear up the couch.
it's a typical indie style game where it's mostly exploration and the narrative is kind of hidden in the background. That's a very typical indie game these days anyway.
And oddly enough, Pokemon Arceus and Scarlet and Violet both came out this year. One was in January. The other was, October?
November,
November?
I think.
Something like that.
October, November. I don't remember.
I don't remember. But when I was looking at the video games, it's like, there's no way 2 Pokemon games came out this year. But they did. Mm-hmm. It was interesting. We all played Scarlet and Violet. We did an episode on Pokemon where we talked about Scarlet and Violet. Got some things very wrong on it.
Did we?
Yes, because we hadn't played enough to figure out about the Paradox Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about it based off of like trailers and what everybody else had said, and not the actual
We
game.
talked about that, though.
No,
that
we
hadn't got to it yet.
We did talk about that. We hadn't got to it yet, but we were also we explained what it was, and we explained it wrong. Because
Did we?
I remember in editing, I was like, I'm so wrong. Like, we're so wrong about this.
We should definitely re-explain it then.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Well, by the time, nobody will care. And then there's the Lego Skywalker series. I've played that. It actually on Steam just won. I can't remember what the thing was, but it was like best to just casually play.
Does it count if I've played the two of the games it's based on?
I'm gonna say yes
Okay.
because it's.
The same basic.
Yeah.
Did they add like the voice acting to it at all?
I have not played enough of it to know. I've played some. Just
The originals didn't have any voice acting. It's just all.
yeah, it was all just Legos bashing each other.
Yeah.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I played. I feel like both of you would love it because it has just enough D&D elements that if you can get past the fact that you don't really care for first-person shooters, you would like it.
I like first-person shooters.
I don't mind them. I just don't like playing online. Like playing like multiplayer stuff.
This one isn't.
I'm the
multiplayer.
opposite. I want more multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, you like to play with friends. He doesn't have any friends, so
No, it's just more like I just don't enjoy like I'm so burnt out on like COD and stuff. Like I just have no enjoyment playing.
You don't like competitive.
Yeah, it just kind of like is stupid to me.
Well, Tiny Tina's not
I know.
competitive.
Hell, I don't even remember even seeing anybody else online. But
Saying that's why I don't play.
you can do like cooperative things online. But
I would probably like it. I just have weird, like, blocked memories from Borderlands bad experiences.
That's understandable.
So,
I mean, it is Tiny Tina, so she's annoying as shit the entire time. But,
I don't mind that.
and then next up on 2022 video games is Gotham Knights, which is basically the new Batman game. But I have it downloaded. I just need to play it, along with like 32 other games. I know you haven't played it. Nobody else here has played it.
Well, I mean, it's yet another Batman game from the same series.
Made by Rocksteady?
I can't remember who it's made by.
Is it from the same series as all the other?
No.
That's that'd be the Rocksteady
I don't
games.
think so.
I was wondering. I don't know.
I haven't played enough of it to tell you for sure, but. And then while I'm looking this up, Modern Warfare 2, which I added Call of Duty because they're always one of the biggest sellers. It is a Warner Bros. Interactive. It doesn't say anything about Rocksteady.
I can't remember if they got like folded into Warner Brothers or not. I don't remember.
I don't know. But I was going to try it because I like the Batman games. Why not try it and have some different people to where you're not just Batman every time?
Oh, you can play different people on it?
Batman's not even in it, I don't think.
I don't remember.
Really?
It's like Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl. Like you're the Bat family.
Bat fam.
It's Batman Incorporated.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
You can probably
I could be on board with that, actually.
Probably be what's
And they all have like certain.
I'm just so tired of playing Batman.
Batwing.
What?
Batwing.
It looks like, from what I'm looking at, I only see 4 of them, and it's Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood.
So this would probably be Tim Drake, probably.
It looks like Damien just looking at it, but that doesn't mean
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. There's no telling. And whenever I play more of it, I'll figure it out. And then Ethan's probably favorite game this year, Warhammer 3.
I've had a lot of fun with it. It started out a bit rough, but it's good. It's really good.
I think it started out a bit rough, and it's even still not fully. I would say not fully released.
It will never be fully released because Games Workshop continually puts out new content for their games.
Well, what I mean is the game mode is still in beta.
Technically it's still in beta, so the new game mode really isn't out yet, which is Immortal Empires, which is this huge map, and it's a strategy game.
Which is the same as Warhammer 2. Except
twice as big on the map. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like that, a lot of people that will play Warhammer 3 will associate Warhammer with Warhammer 2, where they played Immortal Empires.
Yeah.
And so
they moved some of the characters around from Mortal Empires on Warhammer 2. So there's a lot new like weird dynamics. You get like face-offs and stuff that you didn't get before, which is good because it really splits up the weird monotony that was Warhammer 2.
Where you basically only fight who's around you.
Right. So you get all these weird like matchups, like zombies versus dragons, and sometimes zombies win. So
and then you have zombie dragons.
It's kind of interesting,
like Game of
I
Thrones.
would say the Game of Thrones says that zombies do usually win.
Like it's gonna be a lot more in the next like 2 years. They're gonna put out so much more content. It's gonna completely change the game again. So
I love the Warhammer games, but I hate that it's such a big paywall if you're going to start.
It's a huge paywall. You're talking hundreds of dollars just to get all the content unlocked, which you don't have to. You don't have to, but at the same time, you kind of have to. If you want to play everything, you do.
And for me, it's I just got to have access to everything. It bothers me if I don't. It's not even do I want to play it.
No, it's also got this
if I want to play it,
huge modding scene. So even if you're running out of content you've already played in the base game, you still don't want to drop the like $250 just to get all the content. You can get so much out of just modding.
Yeah,
and some of the mods are fantastic. So
which I have slowly built my collection. I catch it on like Steam sales, and then I'll buy.
Didn't you finish it recently?
I did.
Yeah.
I have all of it currently
I'm so proud of you.
until they finally put it out. This last Steam sale was when I bought it.
I still haven't downloaded Response.
I couldn't tell you who that is. I put Sonic Frontiers on here because, again, Sonic is one of those games that I feel like there's a huge cult following. I haven't played it. I imagine it's decent. But High on Life, that is the Rick and Morty video game.
Okay, that's what I thought. I've seen some of that stuff.
It's made by Justin Roiland. You're a bounty hunter that has, I can't remember if you wake up, if somehow you're on an alien planet where the aliens are guns.
Yeah.
They can talk.
Have you seen this, Ethan?
Oh, yeah. I watched a video of it this morning where they were putting the guns in an
a butt.
alien's butt.
Yes.
That was interesting.
That is the last mission, I believe, I think.
If you like Rick and Morty, it's basically just Justin Roiland, like...
It's Justin Roiland doing a bunch of voices.
Yeah, it's voices for
just chaos.
Hours. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I did find it hilarious, though, that one of the guns, Let's Do It, I don't know if you've seen the same video I seen, where they're trying to, like, figure out who needs to go in the butt. And one of them, like, volunteers. Everybody, if you switch through different guns to put them in there, they're like, no, he volunteered.
Yeah.
Fuck you, put me back. And then you pull out one gun whose name is Let's Do It. And he goes, let's do it.
Yeah. He's ready to go.
Every time you pull him out, let's do it. It sounds like Sylvester Stallone, and it cracks me up. But that is a game that whenever it goes on sale, I will buy it.
It does really good on like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, just really TikTokable.
Yeah, it's all over the place because it has some funny moments. There's a knife that's crazy, and it's like, let me stab him. Put me in his gut. He's Australian, I think. It's fucking awesome. And then Dying Light 2, I put on here because the first one was really good. I want to play it. I just haven't. It hasn't been on sale. And
it's another zombie game.
Yeah, but the movement in the first one and like the way it played was
different. It was
than
different.
a lot of
parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like
it felt new.
Arkham City.
Yeah.
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 Totally not stolen.
And then Overwatch 2 came out this year, which is now free to play behind a paywall. Basically, we can talk about that if we want. It's free to play, but you can pay to unlock the characters, or you can go through the fully free version where you have to spend 17 million hours to unlock the characters.
That's
because that's the way games are now.
That's a base arena game function, though. I mean, like ever since League came out, that's how they
kind of got to make money off of it somehow.
I know, but they already were making money off of it by selling their little fucking loot boxes so that you could unlock cosmetics.
It's Blizzard.
I can make more money.
It's true.
It's Blizzard, so it's kind of gonna be garbage dealing with them anyway for money. So
that is accurate. So any video games that we played this year that were extremely disappointing to us, I know this is going to be me and Ethan because Jarrett, I don't think, has played a fucking video game this year.
Just Scarlet Violet.
Was that disappointing or was that an unexpected win? Because that's the next comment.
It was
dead center. Yep, I will agree with that.
What I expected.
I would say in some ways it was a win, some ways it was a lose. So dead center for me too.
Yeah, because quality-wise, it was kind of shitty.
The graphics-wise, it was really weird.
Yeah.
It was really not great.
Like it
was a step back from Sword and Shield.
Yeah, you were running at like 12 frames a second most of the time.
You remember those kids in the classroom?
Kids.
At 2 frames a second?
Yeah.
The Sunflora, collecting the Sunflora, it really bogged it down. But I don't know. They released that patch right after, in beginning of
sometimes while you're running and turning your camera while you're running, and it just goes bonkers.
Yep.
It's just hard. If I try and sprint, sometimes it would just hard crash and take me out.
Occasionally. I think mine only crashed one time, but still, I mean, one time is one time too many for me.
3 or 4.
Also, Koraidon should be using the wheels.
We can talk about Koraidon and the fact that he shouldn't even have a wheel.
But he's a Cyclozar, so it's like...
Yes, he is, but still. if he's not going to use the will, don't give him the will.
Yeah,
I just prefer when he's in his battle mode, just have him be in his battle mode the entire time, where the wheel's sucked up into his chest.
Yeah, I don't need it to
where
stick
you can
out.
Still it's a wheel, but it's not like hanging down like when he's in riding mode.
That would have made more sense to just leave it sucked in the whole time, and then as he evolved into Cyclozar, it came down and became an actual wheel.
I don't know if anything I was really disappointed in. I wasn't really disappointed. I played the newest expansion for Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that disappointing, but it was still mildly disappointing because it's Elder Scrolls Online. Unfortunately, I really like the way it functions. It just doesn't pan out usually for long-term play.
Yeah.
Which for an MMO is kind of like a guillotine. So,
and then unexpected wins. So I'll start this one off. Tiny Tina's, because I expected a Borderlands game that would be very, very repetitive, which it is. But the D&D element of the randomness, the stuff there is to find, and just the comedy that's with it, and the voice acting, which was Andy Samberg. Fuck, what's the one guy? He plays the Lego Batman.
Will Arnett.
Yeah, he's in it as well. And then Tiny Tina. But they did enough that it kept me. I beat the game. So, I mean, that is saying something. I think it's the first Borderlands game I beat in years. And then Elden Ring was my other unexpected win.
Oh.
Because that was fantastic.
Something else about Pokemon. Their online system is fucking garbage.
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Garbage.
yeah.
Trying to complete the 7-star raids is like annoying as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
I
got the Charizard. I gave up on the Cinderace. It was too goddamn hard.
beat all the things, and then I just said, fuck it, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Kind of what I did. I've done some breeding, and then I would...
And what sucks is I was so into that, and I was like, I'm going to do the whole freaking Pokedex. And then I beat that, and I was like, nah.
I never thought in my entire life that I would hate sandwiches so much.
Looking at you, you couldn't tell that you
Yeah,
do.
I know. Look at...
You look like you love a
I
good
look like I
sandwich.
could go for a sandwich at any point.
Yeah.
Be like, wake up, hand me a sandwich.
Like, I'll eat it. Oh, I skipped a game. Warhammer 40K Dark Tide.
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it? Okay.
I was kind of waiting for some updates because I knew that when it came out, it was going to have some issues. Just because that's how those games go.
Yeah.
I think
That's how all games go.
I think my biggest issue this entire past year is my same issue every year. Is that it's exclusives are my only real issue.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I think exclusives are hugely disappointing at this day and age.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I also don't understand it. Because exclusives, you're saying, okay, well, if I put this out for me and me only, Sony or Xbox, which Xbox I don't even see.
They don't have any exclusives. It's all at least Xbox and PC.
Yeah. So Sony saying, okay, if I put this out for me and me only, that causes them to go spend $600 on a PlayStation 5 if they want to play it.
If you're lucky.
Yes. Or you can wait for 2 years and we'll put it out on PC.
Sometimes it's only like 6 to 8 months.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But the bigger name games, they do take a little bit longer.
Yeah, Spider-Man just got on there this summer.
Yeah, and I played that on my PlayStation 4 before I traded it in. So, I mean, it was...
And how long do we wait between those games to begin with? Is usually 4 to 5 years between games of a certain franchise. So having to wait those 2 years each time is only just setting it back 2 years every time. So we're still waiting the same amount of time.
Yes.
We don't care.
Yep.
We don't care about it at all. We don't want to go buy a $500, $600
and I feel like
system.
you're missing out on people like me, which I will probably still play Ragnarok whenever it comes to PC. But certain games like Horizon, I don't know that I really care enough to buy it on PC. And if I really wanted to play it or even think about playing it, I'd just watch somebody do a Let's Play on it. And then
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I really want that to come to PC.
I mean, it will.
It would be nice. Yeah.
It's supposed to probably come out this year.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll play that.
Well, I'll be honest. I never fully played Horizon Zero Dawn.
I never beat it. I played it, but
You didn't like it?
I didn't.
You don't like the robot dinosaurs.
I don't like robot dinosaurs. That it really throws me off. It doesn't make any sense. Just give me dinosaurs or give me robots.
Give me robots, so give me dinosaurs.
It's understandable.
I'm a real Patrick Henry here. So.
But if Sony was to say, okay, we're going to make a PC release of this too, they would make so much more money, because then you have people like, for a while, God of War Ragnarok was all over TikTok. It was all over YouTube Shorts. It was everywhere. And then the people that only have PCs that wanted to play it couldn't play it. Mm-hmm. So what do? They go find somebody who's doing a Let's Play. Jacksepticeye.
I've watched most of the game.
Yeah.
Why would I go buy it now? I've already seen it.
Exactly.
I know I'm going to beat it because they're never hard.
Yeah. But in 2023, we should do away with exclusives, the way I look at it.
It won't happen.
I know it won't happen, but it should. Especially now that, like, if Sony was not putting them to PC whatsoever, like, if there was no PC ports, I'd be like, okay, I get it. You're sticking with, hey, this is a exclusive. Make which I wouldn't want to pay for it, but a service, like a PlayStation service where you can unlock those earlier, and then you can still port it later or open up the port later, but give it to your people that have PlayStation or that have that service. So you're still getting your money for your exclusives, because they wouldn't lose out on the PlayStation 5 money, is what I'm saying. And then the only other video game award was the best media adaptation that we haven't talked about, which is Arcane, which is based off of League of Legends. I'm 2 episodes in. We're actually going to yeah. I'm behind, brother.
That came out at the beginning of
it
2022.
sure did. It was League of Legends.
It's really good.
It's honestly really good.
It's really good.
It's really surprising. Because
You're much like me, right? No idea. Don't play League.
I have
you
played
play League. You probably played more than I, but I was like...
I've played it more than you have, but that does not mean...
I was like, I know nothing about this.
It's fine. It's fine, because they don't tell you any of the story in League, because League is literally just a big PvP arena.
Yeah, I think the only enjoyment you get out if you play League is you'd be like, oh, I know that character. I know that character.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I did that because I've played a ton of League.
Yeah.
I have the exact opposite effect, where I've not played enough of League that I'm sitting there going, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Who
like,
is this?
That motherfucker looks familiar, but I don't know.
So many times you get these shows or movies that are video game adaptations, and they're just poo. They're poo.
Well, guess
this
what?
is fantastic.
We're going to do a full episode on that eventually.
Good.
Soon.
Good.
On movies and TV shows that have been adapted.
Very nice.
Yep. So now we get to talk about 2023 video games and kind of what we look forward to, what we expect, and what may be some early video game awards. So as far as the predictions, we're probably going to say, like, what one's going to win Game of the Year.
I think we already know.
Do we?
I got like 2.
It depends. It's like, I would say it's an 80-20% chance at this moment until we get to hear more about the game.
Well, let's talk about the video games, and then we can try and decide. I think we'll just do Game of the Year, because so much of it can be very situational. So much of the other awards that are up there.
Release, like, was it like buggy as all
Exactly.
fuck when it came out?
And that can ruin a game's chances for that.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Just fucking killed any hype anybody ever had.
Cyberpunk actually won Labor of Love on the Steam.
Does that like mean like it
means that
eventually got better?
Yes.
It's a consolation prize is what it is.
They made it better by updating it and making it not shit.
It is. This game has been worked on for so long, it is now good. No Man's Sky was one that won, I believe, last year's Steam Awards. Not the
Labor of Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like 4
because
years.
it had so much work put into it that it is now.
Well, it needed it.
It did.
It needed it.
Very much so. So, some video games that are coming out. These are in no particular order. These are ones that I seen and was like, hey, they're coming out this year. Wrote them down. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I know me and Ethan are looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Jarrett may play it. Are you going to play it? Don't know.
Anything that is not a sequel, part of the sequel series in Star Wars, I am fully on board with. Everything else has been great. So,
yeah, and the guy that plays Cal Kestis, he did a good job in the first one. I'm interested to see like where they go from here. What are you laughing about?
I'm interesting.
Yeah. Hogwarts Legacy is also coming out this year. February 10th is when I just looked that up because me and Jarrett had a slight argument before you got here.
It looks like it's going to be good, but I have
reservations.
I have reservations. Yes. I'm apprehensive about it because I'm not so much wondering about like how good the combat's going to be, because it looks pretty smooth. It might be too easy, is what I'm wondering.
Probably.
It might be very repetitive.
I think the biggest thing that it will have against it is it will probably be buggy when it comes out. I just assume that because most games are buggy when they come out. Mm-hmm. And so it will do terribly at start, and then that will turn people that were going to buy it away from it. And like you said, I think it will be very repetitive. I think you will have your spells that are super, super useful. You will use it constantly, and those will be the 3 spells that you use.
I think it'll be interesting if the combat's good. It'll be interesting to find ways to use like spells that aren't normally you wouldn't normally use in
the
combat.
The most common ones, yeah,
in an interesting way.
Yeah,
but I think that has limitations.
It does, because if they don't plan on those, it could very well cause it to.
You're gonna have to do like dedicated runs for something really difficult, like no dark magic runs, where like you have to choose not to do any dark magic. And I think that could make it interesting, but at the same rate, I worry about the replayability. Like Elden Ring has a lot of replayability.
A ton. So much so that it's baked into its own.
God of War doesn't have a lot of replayability, but it has a ton of story, whereas I'm worried about this.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah, it's going to be like an Assassin's Creed game is what I feel. It's going to have, like, you play through it once and you're done.
Probably. The only reason why you would want to play through it is to play a different house.
Yeah.
But you can still go into the common rooms, even like if you're a Gryffindor, you can still go into the Slytherin common room if you know how and know where it's at.
They should not do that.
Yeah,
I feel like the exclusive areas should be important.
Get in trouble by the head boy or girl.
You should. And maybe they'll do that, but from what I've seen, they're not going to do that. I know that, I think it's Hufflepuff, has, like, to get into their common room, you have to, like, solve a riddle.
It's Ravenclaw.
Is it Ravenclaw?
It's Ravenclaw.
I swear to God, it
Nope.
was Hufflepuff.
Nope.
They're the smart ones. Ravenclaw's
I know that, but...
Yeah, Ravenclaw, you have to solve a riddle to get into their common room.
Okay, well... I could have swore that it was Hufflepuff because it had something to do with, like, barrels down in the basement.
Unless they added it to Hufflepuff, which would be dumb, but...
I don't know. It may not be a riddle. I may be thinking of a different word and just can't.
If you're moving barrels, it might be Hufflepuff because really they're probably the ones taking the low wage jobs. So,
oh, the puff hate is real.
Yeah, I'm a Slytherin. What can I say?
Checks out.
Just check out. And then Diablo 4 will be coming out. I've never played a Diablo game. I don't want to.
I played a little bit of Diablo 3.
Yeah.
It's just kind of...
It's Acta Blizzard now. It's not Blizzard anymore. All the people that you used to know, if you played old school Blizzard stuff, are gone. This is an apprehensive at best.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16. Because, we've got 42 of those.
Right.
The last one I played was it 15? The one with the car?
Yeah.
I played like the beginning
with the car.
Well, you start out and you drive everywhere. It was fucking boring as shit.
I have not.
It was boring. I played about 4 hours of it and you just driving around.
Really?
Shit.
I've not played a Final Fantasy game
I've enjoyed one, and it was an MMO, and it was not.
It's 14.
It was not 11. It was 14. So
yeah. And then there is a Suicide Squad video game coming out. I'm sure it will be very much like Gotham Knights. It will be, you can play multiple characters of the Suicide Squad.
This is the one with Harley where they're fighting Superman, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it may be a fighting game. It may be more like...
I'm saying like the trailer. I know that's what it...
Yes, because it's the one where Superman... in the trailer, Superman kills somebody. Like, there's a helicopter crash, and he catches the pilot, and Harley's like, hey, good catch, Soups. And then he, like, laser vision, or heat visions him. and murders him.
It's
And
another
then, like,
DC game.
Yeah.
Pass.
Starfield, which is
Bethesda?
Space Skyrim?
Bethesda?
Yeah.
Maybe? Microsoft Bethesda?
There's no telling. I am apprehensive about it because it's Bethesda.
It's not one of their main IPs, and Bethesda, whenever they branch out from their main IPs, sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're not.
Yep. Sometimes Bethesda takes their bugginess
Yeah.
with them and then ruins a game that could be decent.
It could be really good. I'm not going to hold my breath.
I wouldn't either. You'll be holding it for a while. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I have no idea what that's about because, it's another Assassin's Creed game. We have beat this fucking thing into the ground.
This is the ninja one, I think, isn't it?
Sure.
They were really good
I think.
for a long time.
I wouldn't even say for a long time. After 2, I stopped.
Even 3 was fun.
I played a little bit of.
You played Black Flag.
Nope.
Black Flag was a lot of fun.
I had Black Flag, never played it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
we've
played a
had
little
that
bit of
discussion
Odyssey.
before.
So
Greek one. It was pretty.
I played Odyssey and I've played Valhalla. I've played
Origins was good too.
Yes, they changed. The reason they were good was because they changed the way the system worked.
Yeah.
So they were good there for a little bit, and now it's to the point where it's very repetitive, and you're getting kind of the same thing, and it's just
Well, they found a system that worked after Unity,
Yeah.
and they just developed it into something that was a little bit more narrowed in on what was actually fun to do.
yeah.
And now we're done.
I was wrong. It's not. I was wondering.
It's not the ninja one.
No, it's not the ninja one. It's set in Baghdad in like the Islamic Golden Age. So it's basically going kind of like back to like the first
Middle
one.
East.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we're going back to the Middle East, but we're going back to like the time period of the first one.
There hasn't been one that was just strictly, totally unplayably fun, unfun. There has never been one of them that was just not fun to play.
Yeah,
There were some that had issues.
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot. That
Unity
had issues.
was really rough when it first came out, but they completely changed their system after Black Flag. And how can you follow Black Flag, which is the best one in the whole series, just because it felt so visceral? It's hard to say. I mean, Odyssey's really good.
Yeah,
The Viking one is really good.
Valhalla. It had some bugs that were hard to.
Origins was good. Egypt was fun to go to.
Yeah, I think Odyssey was probably the favorite of the new style,
But I can't imagine this being
or
just
for me.
notably any different.
No, I don't think it will
It'll
be.
be more of the same, but it'll probably still be pretty decent to good.
Yeah,
If they want to break out and start getting like notoriety again for the Assassin's Creed series, they're going to have to change their system again.
yes, or update their improve on their story. That's where I feel like Assassin's Creed has always fell flat.
Some of the games, yeah.
You spend so much time playing that there's not enough story happening around it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to go collect all the things to be able to even see the entire map. You have to go do all this shit, and then by that time you done forgot what you're even there doing.
I'll be honest, probably my favorite one has been Unity, because after it was already all updated and everything, it was just perfect.
Really.
Yeah.
Sons of the Forest will come out. That is the sequel to it's a Steam game, The Forest. So it's the one where you're on a plane,
I know that.
you crash, you can build. There's some weird cannibal
Yeah,
monsters.
there's cannibal monsters.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good
It
game.
it is fun. It's fun with friends. So I imagine
It's the only fun with friends. It's
that
like
is true.
Valhalla.
It is terrifying if you're by yourself.
Or Valheim. It's like Valheim. It's
Yeah.
only fun with friends.
Yep. I agree with that. The Forest is terrifying if you're by yourself. Baldur's Gate 3 is set to fully release this year, August, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And
sounds right.
so we'll keep our fingers crossed that that happens.
I just hope it's ready.
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty much. They only got a little bit left that they have to put into me, like where they said their release goals was. Like they just released Paladin. They've just released Dragonborn. I think they've got all the races. They just got to do Monk for classes, and then they'll probably add subclasses for all the other
Yeah.
classes. But
Anything that comes from Larian Studios, though, I feel like I want it to be good when they make their final release, I don't want them to rush it. I want them to make it correct.
I will say I've played it since several updates, and it seems to have run better. So hopefully we're heading in the right direction with that.
Do the cutscenes look better?
Yes.
Good, because they were really rough.
Well, even before like the latest updates, it seemed like with every even tiny update, cutscenes were getting slightly better each time.
Yeah, if you go look at the changelog, it's always like graphical improvements to like cutscene, this cutscene, this
Because
cutscene.
that dragon that pokes its head in whenever you're on the ship, like before you can even start. I remember when it was just literally the head and then you would see the fire. And that was the graphic. And then now it actually like you see it move its head and breathe fire and all the good stuff.
Oh, this is probably one of the games I'm most excited for because I played the Baldur's Gate series back when they came out.
Yeah.
In 98.
God, you're old.
He wouldn't have been that old.
No, but I played them. They were not easy. This is a lot easier, but it's different in different ways. It's more difficult in different ways, and it feels really good. I worry still.
Yep. And then Payday 3 is also going to come out. I put that because Payday 2 has a cult following as well. It's very fun. It's a fun game with friends. I don't have any that play, so
What is it? I don't really know. I've seen it
like
around.
the bank robbery.
It's a bank robbery.
Yeah, bank robbery game.
So basically,
Well, that's illegal.
you sign up for a mission if you have, I think it's up to 4 friends, and they can carry in like different things. The cops show up, you shoot the cops while you're trying to steal as much money as you can and get away without dying.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
Simple concept.
Very simple concept, but
Well executed.
yeah.
Should be good then.
Black Myth Wukong, which is I'm looking forward to. It is, from everything I've seen, it's like Elden Ring with a God, I'm gonna butcher this. With Wukong.
Sun Wukong, yeah.
Yes, you get to play Sun Wukong, and it's like Elden Ring with that. So
it's Chinese Elden Ring, what you tell me.
kind of. From what I've seen, I try not to look too much into video games because I don't want to get too excited, because then I get wildly disappointed. So
Gotta keep them expectations low.
it's watch enough to see if I think I'll like it, and then try to stop. That's my thing. Dead Island 2, which is a zombie game.
I feel like this was going to come out like years ago, wasn't it?
Dead Island was going to come out like years ago, never did. Then it released, and then now I guess they're making a second one too. Spider-Man 2, that's going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It will probably be fun, but I won't be able to play it for at least 4 years, probably.
No one at this table would be able to play it.
Yeah. Arc 2 will release. I think it's going to be the same thing as the first one.
I think it is.
How do you make a second?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
All right, sure.
Just update the one you have and be done with it.
I'm looking forward to this because I love building games. It's got dinosaurs. I always like dinosaurs unless they're robots. But
This is what Arc 2 will do, is it'll make
I have to agree.
robots.
Like
I guarantee
it's
there'll be
Arc
dinosaur robots.
Yeah.
2. I mean, Arc 2 was the second expansion they came out with. That was Arc 2. This is Arc 37.
Yeah. There is Resident Evil 4.
Which port of this is this?
I have no idea. it showed up. I was like,
swear to
oh.
God, we've already had it. It's got to be the PC port.
Resident Evil 4 again.
Yeah, basically.
4x4.
Is it like remastered? No, it's not remastered. They already had the remastered version.
Yeah. Apparently there is an Avatar game, which is based off the movie. Okay.
Fucking goddamn.
Avatar, Dead in the Water.
Is a new Legends of Zelda coming out, Tears of the Kingdom.
It's going to be interesting story developments regarding the lore behind Legend of Zelda, which I really like. And it's because it's really been in my like video game like memory since
Back
a
in the
long
day.
time ago.
Since he was a wee lad.
A wee little girl.
And then there is also going to be a One Piece game. It's going to be One Piece Odyssey. I know nothing about it, but I know One Piece has a cult following. So
Anime pirates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm curious to see if it's going to be like just a fighting style game, because it is a shonen anime, so it's possible that it'll just be fighting. If there will be some like ship to it, if it's, I don't know. I want to see more from it to know if I think I'll like it or if I'll just ignore it like most anime video games.
As long as it's not just like fighting
Yeah,
game,
I'm sure
it would be good. But I'm feeling it's going to be.
Most anime video games are.
Yep.
That's what's always disappointing about them.
Yep. So any of those or any other games that we're looking forward to this year?
There's,
Jarrett, start us off.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, I don't think I have any.
off the top of my head, nothing in
You're
particular.
not even looking forward to Hogwarts?
Not really.
Okay.
There's nothing in particular. I'm
Like,
looking
look forward to
to.
being, I'm definitely going to play it. I'm definitely not going to play any of these games. I might play some of them. It just
Gotcha.
depends on what the buzz is post-released.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, you already own that. Might as well.
Yeah,
play
I
it.
do own that. I'll probably end up playing it, but, you know, if also when it comes out,
Well,
it's
we
shit.
can play.
I know, I'm saying if it comes out and it's
It's
shit.
not like you're busy.
Well, you don't know. I could be-
Currently,
Yeah.
Maybe you got something going on. I don't know.
by August,
That's
he
really
could-
rude of me. I'm sorry, Jarrett. I'm sorry.
By August, he could have a job. Jesus, I would
I'm
hope
saying.
so.
When it comes out, it also might just be
Dog shit.
shit.
Yeah,
I highly
I
doubt.
I doubt it. But
It's
I won't-
Larry, and it's going to be.
they're
also-
getting better. So
because I already own it, I kind of was just like, I'm not going to count that one because
Yeah.
I already own it.
it's understandable.
Nothing in particular. There's some expansions. There's some new content coming out from games that I'm looking forward to in like Q2.
Yeah,
Other than that, nothing that hasn't been mentioned already.
I think Black Myth Wukong and really Hogwarts Legacy are probably the two that I'm looking the most forward to. But I have reservations on both.
I'm looking forward to more lies from studios on release dates.
Yeah.
Solid. That is very accurate. So with that, we're gonna wrap everything up.
Well, are we going to do our game of the year prediction?
Oh yeah, well, game of the year. What do you think, Ethan? I don't give a shit about Jared's
I
opinion.
have a strong feeling Hogwarts Legacy is going to be up there. If the gameplay isn't stupid.
So here's my opinion on that. I don't think it'll win. I think that Spider-Man 2 will win.
Yeah, my guess is going to be Zelda or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
No, I don't mean game of the. Are we just doing game of the year?
Yeah,
Game
just
of the
game
year.
of the year.
It depends on how well Starfield does.
I think it'll be too shitty. I think it'll be too shitty to win.
Sometimes Bethesda gets it right.
That's true though.
Sometimes they get it right. Like it's going to be buggy to start out with because it is a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
But I think it depends. Game of year will depend on if Starfield. If it's not Starfield, it's going to be one of those other two.
Yes.
It's either be Hogwarts Legacy or Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man. Like if it's not Starfield, I think it'll be Spider-Man because Spider-Man's more of a story-based. Those besides Elden Ring,
I mean, Hogwarts Legacy is not going to be story-based.
it is going to be story-based, but it's more open world, which Elden Ring won, so maybe it will.
I'm just guessing.
I just have a feeling it's going to be
I'm betting
buggy.
on
Generally speaking, like totally open world actually do pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm betting on Nintendo or I'm betting on Sony for their track record of producing
Those are good bets.
two solid franchises that I'm like, oh, they'll probably be pretty good.
All right. Well, that'll wrap everything up. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to talk to us, you can find links to our Discord in the description below or anchor.fm/chaotically nerdy. There's also a link to our Facebook page, and you can come tell us how all of our opinions are wrong on our Discord. I mean, that's what I do all the
Or
time.
if we get something wrong, please keep it to yourself.
Don't keep it to yourself. Make sure that you tag Ethan and Ethan alone. It does you no good to tag Jarrett because he just ignores it. And it will hurt my feelings, so don't do it to me. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.